Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can I please ask that you check your mobile phones are indeed switched off or at least onto silent now? Thank you. Please note that the family warmly invite you to join them for light refreshments after the service. The flowers that will be transferred to refreshments will also be available for people to take one each as they leave. Well, my name is Rachel Angus and I'm a civil celebrant, and on behalf of Alison Monkhouse, I welcome you all to this service for Lorraine Joy Connell, who was born on the 7th of November 1957 and passed away on the 24th of February, aged just 59 years. When someone passes away far too soon, we are perhaps not as comfortable with words and phrases suggesting a celebration of life. But even though Lorraine's life was tragically cut short, you all indeed have something to celebrate. You can celebrate the fact that Lorraine was part of your life and that you are lucky and privileged to have known her. I am honoured to have been asked to stand here before you all today to lead the leave-taking of such a caring and much-loved woman, a woman who meant so much to so many. I am going to invite the immediate family to come forward and light a candle in memory of Lorraine. Let us do that now. Thank you. As we light these candles in memory of and in honour of Lorraine, we light them for our grief, but also for our memories, for our love and for our hope. Lorraine, these candles represent the depth of our love for you. These candles represent our willingness to comfort our sorrow, to comfort each other, and to celebrate your life. These candles have been lit in your memory, the times we laughed, the times we cried, and for the care that you gave to us all. These candles are the light of love. Day by day we cherish the special place in our hearts that will always be reserved for you. We thank you for the gift your life brought to each of us. And these candles are the light of hope. They remind us of the love and the memories of you that are ours forever. May the glow of these flames be our source of hopefulness now and forever. We love you. We have come together from different places and we are all at different stages on our own journeys through life. Our paths are varied and we may look at life in different ways. But there is one thing we all have in common. At one point or another, or to some degree or other, our lives have been touched by Lorraine. And we are here this morning in order to pay our last respects and bid a sad yet fond farewell to her. We are here also so that in our own way we can celebrate, honour and pay tribute to her life. And so this morning we have put aside our usual daily activities for a while and gathered here to give expression to the thoughts and feelings that we have at a time of such great loss, this time of Lorraine's passing. The family has asked me to say a very special thank you to the oncology unit at Box Hill Hospital and the palliative care team at Wantirna Health for the care and compassion shown to Lorraine throughout her illness, and to her cousin Liz for her support in taking Lorraine to her appointments. Lorraine is the much-loved daughter of Margaret and James, deceased, beloved sister to Rod and Glenda, adoring mother of Luke, loving auntie, cousin, and of course, friend to so many. In meeting with Lorraine's family, I was honoured as they shared some of their precious memories of Lorraine with me. I heard of an independent, strong-willed and loving woman who was always protective of those she loved. We spoke of Lorraine's love of apricot chicken, chop suey, and her famous sausage rolls, along with how she thoroughly enjoyed lobster when the budget would allow. Lorraine also enjoyed watching old movies, especially one starring Shirley Temple, and she didn't mind a flutter on the pokies either. I was left with a very clear impression of the type of woman that Lorraine was, a woman who enjoyed the simple things and loved her family above all else. I know each of your lives were enhanced significantly by having known Lorraine, and whilst it is her death that brings us here today, again, it is her life that we wish to celebrate. I am going to ask niece Pam to come forward and read On the Wings of a Butterfly. Thank you.
Your friendship is special, like the flowers that bloom, or when the butterfly emerges from within its cocoon. You remind me of that butterfly, loving and free, bright and colourful for the world to see. We will share sunshine and rainbows, sometimes the rain and the snow. We will stand together through it while the cold winds blow. When the time is right, we won't stop to ask why. Our friendship will take flight on the wings of a butterfly.
I'm honoured to deliver this eulogy on behalf of the family. Lorraine was born in Fairbanks Private Hospital, Box Hill, to parents Margaret and James. She was one of three, having a brother Rodney and sister Glenda. The family lived in Ian Grove, Burwood. It was here that Lorraine met Wendy Sheridan. Lorraine attended Bennett's Wood Primary School before attending Burwood High School, which was where she met Annette and got into all sorts of mischief with her bestie Pam Pomeroy. Lorraine enjoyed attending the Girls' Friendly Society at St Michael's and All Angels and was confirmed at St Paul's Cathedral. She also taught at the Sunday School Kinder for a period of time. Lorraine left Burwood High at 15 years of age and attended business college to learn secretarial skills. Lorraine was always a good talker, and Margaret remembers that one day, whilst on her lunch break from college, Lorraine was hit by a tram, all because she was too busy talking to her mates. Lorraine met her first love, Alan, in 1971, and eventually the young couple moved to Gladstone, Queensland, before Lorraine returned about a year later to live back in Melbourne. She lived in a few different locations, including sharing a house with Denise and Troy in Cheltenham. At age 22, Lorraine went to a psychic and was told that she would fall pregnant by the age of 25. Well, this indeed did happen, much to everyone else's surprise, and for a time, while pregnant, Lorraine lived with Glenda at Box Hill, eventually giving birth to Luke. Lorraine raised Luke with unwavering support from her parents, Margaret and James. The proud grandparents were a second mum and dad to Luke. Initially, Lorraine and Luke lived in Ormond, which was just around the corner from Glenda. The two made another move to Forest Hill when Luke was 6, and this was the home that Lorraine would live in for the rest of her life. Lorraine's working life had started as a receptionist at the medical practice of Dr. Lowe. She went on to work as a receptionist at Richmond Football Club, as well as working at Sagamore Industries, also in reception. Other roles Lorraine held over the years included her role as secretary to the manager of All Safe Industries in Cheltenham, a sales rep role at Marksman's Plastics and Sagamore, and then the role she truly enjoyed, becoming an aged care worker at McGarvey House in Strathton. Lorraine was tragically diagnosed with aggressive breast cancer in the March of 2016. Shortly after she started treatment for the cancer, Lorraine flew to Perth to visit Rod, Sally, Pam, Mark and their families, and while there she enjoyed a few great days spending time with her nieces and nephews. On her return, Lorraine underwent a complex back operation to repair a spinal fracture, which was a pivotal and difficult time in her treatment. In August 2016, Lorraine's health deteriorated further, and she went to stay with her mum Margaret, who, after Rod returned to Perth, provided her with the support and care she required after the operation. Although Lorraine then continued to be as independent as possible in her daily routine and with her wound treatment, her mum, and where work allowed, Luke, provided care and support to these actions. Lorraine's family wished to acknowledge the loving care and support provided by Margaret throughout Lorraine's final months. Margaret, you are a true champion of your family, and they love you for it. At the end of January, Lorraine went to Glenda and Peter's house for a week for what she described as a holiday, and was cared for by Glenda, supported by Samantha and Georgia. Following the return to her mum's just a few short weeks ago, Lorraine was admitted to the Box Hill Oncology Ward, where she received excellent care and was eventually moved to Wantirna Health Palliative Care. Lorraine passed away on Friday the 24th of February at 10:45 p.m, with her immediate family by her side. Her final hour was as peaceful and graceful as one could have asked for. Always in our hearts, never forgotten. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to invite Luke and Rod to come forward now to deliver their tributes. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Firstly, I'd like to thank you all for coming to pay your respects, to give your condolences, to support me and my family, and most of all, to reflect and celebrate Mum's life. I want to pay tribute to Mum. She was the light of my life, a loving, nurturing, caring, forgiving, because I could be a mischief, inspiring and protective Mum, who always had my back in good times and bad. Mum never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor inspire others with her warmth and kindness. I admired and respected her for her energy, love, friendship, and commitment to others, especially to me, Nana, and the wider family. Most importantly, Mum's spirit was full of hope and love. I'm so grateful and been so blessed to have had her as my mum. Her life changed forever once she gave birth to me, and from that day forward, Mum devoted her life to raising me, sacrificing time for herself to instead spend it with me. We have shared life's journey together in good times and bad, bringing us ever closer together, not only as mother and son, but as best friends. Despite working full-time, Mum made time to cook great meals, my favourite being apricot chicken, scallop potatoes and the sausage rolls. She drove me around at all hours of the morning once I'd been out partying with my friends, and picking me up, and did most of the household chores while working full-time. When I was in hospital for a hernia operation, I was around 15, 14, Mum wouldn't leave my side. She slept by my side and was there right through my recovery, which took a little while. Despite the limited budget that Mum had, she paid for and supported my teenage passions for karate and tennis, and she always spoiled me with great presents for my birthdays, at Christmas, and tons of chocolate eggs at Easter. Despite often finding my rambling off of countless business ideas mentally draining, Mum was always supportive and encouraging of my entrepreneurial endeavours, no matter how big, unrealistic or unachievable they may have seemed. You'll have to give me a second, my auto screensaver went on. We shared many great times together, including Christmas, visiting the Royal Melbourne Show, Moomba, we love watching fireworks together, many long drives to Echuca for camping trips, and visits to the Dandenong Ranges. We loved our drives to Hoppers Crossing to visit my auntie and uncle for a home-cooked meal or Chinese takeaway while we watched Hey Hey It's Saturday. Just to give you an idea, when it was Mum's birthday recently, I went and randomly visited Molly Meldrum in Richmond and asked if he would sign Mum's card, and I came back an hour later and he put a full personalised message in the card and said lots of love, Molly and Luke, and she literally cried. She loved that card for it so much. She loved Molly and she loved Hey Hey. It was definitely part of our family. Mum worked extra hard to buy me great presents as a kid, including my first BMX bike, a Lego pirate ship, and the Atari gaming console, for those of you who remember one of those. It was the thing in the day. And our first computer, which at the time I think cost $3,500, a huge amount of money. Mum was always welcoming and kind to all my friends, and hers of course, often taking them out for dinner or cooking us dinner. Mum stayed strong and full of hope in her fight against cancer. Her courage and bravery when confronted with the news that no one should have to be told was an inspiration, especially her bravery knowing that she would soon meet her maker. So I'd like to say a special thanks to my Uncle Rodney, standing here by my side, for being here to be by Mum's side, for helping her in her final weeks, and with organising the funeral. Thanks to Nan for all your love and care to Mum over the past 6 months, from cooking meals to helping Mum shower. And thanks to her sister Glenda for her love and care in Mum's final weeks, having her stay over. And to Mum's cousin Liz for her love and care, helping Mum with her hospital trips and supporting her with her treatment. Mum was an inspiration and a loving angel to me, a living angel. I loved her with all my heart and I'll miss her deeply. So all I can say is that I love you, Mum, and thank you all for coming. Your turn.
I think that's going to be a very hard act to follow. I felt like giving you a clap. Sorry. I was thinking the other day how some things are just meant to happen. I finished working at the end of January, and on the 1st of Feb, was landing in Melbourne to help Mum out while she was very sick for a week at Knox Hospital. And Mum's okay now, by the way. During this time, Lorraine was on a week's break out at Glenda's and Pete's place, so this worked out well with Lorraine coming back to Mum's on the Tuesday night and Mum coming home on the Wednesday. This meant that I was also here for Lorraine and able to take her to the oncology appointment on the Thursday and then help her through what became her final journey. Lorraine and I discussed this, and both of us thought that part of it was great, even if it was a bit cosmic, and I'll always be thankful that I was here at this time. The last couple of days, the family has been rummaging through what we remembered of Lorraine's earlier years and looking at old photos, which then sets off other memories, which has been a little bit of fun. Lorraine also had a little bit of fun at Box Hill Oncology, believe it or not, going over old times at Ian Grove with Wendy, and then school years with Annette and Pam. And from what I heard, I suspect that Pam and Lorraine might have been a bit naughty at school, no doubt doing some wagging and fagging. It was while we were going through these photos that I learned a lot more about my sister and was reminded how beautiful Lorraine was. And what a great smile she had. As long as I can remember, Lorraine has always been a very strong-willed and prided herself on being independent. The first time I really saw this was when she was maybe 15 or 16 and left home in the morning nicely dressed with beautiful long hair and came home in the evening with a skinhead haircut, complete with matching outfit and bobber boots. A bit of a shock to all of us. I'm not too sure how long this stage lasted, but I think it was long enough, I suspect. Some of you may know, but most won't, that during her late teens, one of Lorraine's favourite places, also one of mine, was the Burvale Hotel. I think it's a bit funny considering for most of her life she hardly drank at all. But at that time she was a bit of a fixture and a little bit feared by the other girls there. I'm a bit embarrassed to say that my sister was probably tougher than me, although you can hardly credit this against the woman, the loving and caring woman she became later. Lorraine left home before me when she was around 18 years old. In fact, she left, came back and left again a number of times, with every return like a hurricane ending the house. She certainly wasn't boring, that's for sure. We mentioned before that Lorraine went to business college, but we didn't say this was in the city. This meant that she had to get there on the train, which meant that she had to get up and get ready to go with Dad to catch the 7 o'clock train. Invariably, this meant that Lorraine would not be ready in time, so there would be an argument every morning along the lines of, "Leave me, just go, I'll get there myself." But they couldn't, because if she didn't come with them then she wouldn't get to school on time and later wouldn't get to her jobs on time. The last time she left home was to move in with Glenda while she was pregnant, and then showed her independence once again by bringing Luke up as a single parent, although she did have some considerable help from Mum and Dad in particular and the rest of the family. Lorraine would not be hurried, and this didn't change for any part of her life, a fact which I'm sure Liz in the main and also Janice and Shirley can appreciate from when they took her to her medical appointments. Things also had to be done her way, and I saw this most recently at the hospital when the doctors wanted to give her a lung puncture. I can't tell you exactly the way she phrased it to me, but I can assure you that there was no way Lorraine was going to let them do that. By this time, Lorraine's voice was like a breathy whisper, and when she told Grace, the oncologist, no, and there was a few more words than that mixed in with some serious hand waving, Grace looked up and said that she had never seen anyone be so emphatic without being able to speak properly. And this made Luke and me smile, that's for sure. Lorraine had a sometimes fiery but always loving nature, and in particular loved the family, especially her nieces, nephews and their kids. I noticed she had great fun with Glenda and Pet's kids in Melbourne, and Sal's and my kids first in Canberra, and then later in Perth with them and their kids. Lorraine had lots of nieces, nephews, grandnieces and grandnephews. Sal and I flew across last year, and while she had a great time in Perth for a couple of days, it was a tough gig for her between treatments. Lorraine would say that she coped, which she did, and it's a pity that the next generation didn't get to know her better before she became ill. At least Lorraine got to see them, and they got to meet her again. All the kids loved Auntie Rain. Lorraine was strong-willed and tough, and she demonstrated this during her treatment. It is definitely ironic that I've never seen my sister be more positive about life, exercise and eating healthy than she was during the first 3 to 4 months of her treatment. Lorraine also became, or maybe was all the time, I don't really remember, a very private person. And there's a huge gap in my memory of her later life when I don't really know much about what she was doing. However, it is also ironic that Glenda and I have probably had about 20 years of conversation with Lorraine during the last year or so, which was a huge bonus for Lorraine and Glenda and myself. I hope that during this tribute I've painted a picture of a beautiful, strong-willed, independent, intelligent, private and foreign-natured woman who loved Luke, her family and her friends. It is because of these qualities that during the last couple of years, I believe Lorraine found a true vocation working with aged care. I'm sure there are elderly people we don't know who are thankful that Lorraine came into their lives as a cheerful and capable carer. Lorraine's last year was really tough, and while we are all extremely sad to have her leave us, I for one am not sorry that for her the struggle is over, and I'm sure that she is now safe, well and pain-free in Dad and Grandma's loving care. Rest easy, Lorraine. We all loved you, and our lives are richer and fuller for knowing you. I love you, Lorraine.
Well, thank you, Luke and Rod, for those personal and heartfelt tributes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to take a few moments to enjoy a visual tribute to Lorraine. Whilst we can never truly capture the life of someone in this way, we can offer glimpses of the life they lived and shared with you all. Let us do that now. Thank you.
Where's all my soul sisters? Let me hear your flow, sisters.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow, sister. Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, go. He met Marmalade down in old Moulin Rouge, strutting her stuff on the street. She said, hello, hey, Joe, you wanna give it a go? Gitchy, yeah, yeah, da, da. Gitchy, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mocha chocolate, yeah, yeah. Cream lady marmalade. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe I'm everything I am because you loved me. You gave me wings and made me fly. You touched my hand, I could touch the sky. I lost my faith, you gave it back to me. You said no star was out of reach. You stood by me and I stood tall. I had your love, I had it all. I'm grateful for each day you gave me. Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my strength. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believed I'm everything I am because you loved me.
Goodbye, Normandy. Though I never knew you at all, you had the grace to hold yourself while those around you crawl. Goodbye, Normandy. From a young man in the 22nd row who sees you as something more than sexual, more than just our Marilyn Monroe. And it's
Well, whilst I'm sure it is very difficult to reflect on Lorraine in such a small amount of time here today, I do encourage you all, as new mornings begin to rise, allow them to offer you the many memories that can never be taken. Let us remind ourselves that the dead reside not in the grave or in the urn, but in the hearts and the minds of the living. Hold on to Lorraine in your thoughts. There is no need to part from her too hastily. Talk of her often, share the words and phrases she used, laugh at the jokes she told. Enjoy your memories of her just as we have been doing here today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a few moments for quiet reflection, to hold Lorraine in our hearts and reflect upon how she touched each of us personally. Let us do that now. Thank you.
I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be saved. La luce che tu dai nel cuore resterà. A ricordarci che Wantirna stella sei nella mia preghiera. Quanta fede c'è.
As you talk about Lorraine in the days and years to come, you may well reminisce, laugh and cry. Eventually the times of grief will grow further apart and shorter in duration, while fears that she will be forgotten will lessen as memories of her only grow stronger. Grief's work is usually slow, but remember that it is only Lorraine's body that we are saying goodbye to today, not her personality, her character or spirit, which will live on forever in your thoughts and memories. A wise person once said that we are not meant to avoid life in fear of death. We are meant to live each moment fully, to connect with our environment and the people in our lives, to share the best of ourselves generously, to have courage, to do what needs to be done, and to practice our deepest convictions. Thus, in the end, whenever our time may come, we can face it with peace, satisfied in our hearts that we were human and that we really, truly lived. I am sure you will all agree that Lorraine lived her life in this way and so can now rest in peace. Well, family and friends, I ask those of you who are able to please stand now for our committal service. Thank you. Now is but a moment in time, and I dedicated the next few moments to every single precious memory associated with Lorraine. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die. Here and now in this final act, in sorrow but without fear, we will begin to say our final goodbyes to Lorraine. I will now recite the Lord's Prayer, and those who wish to are welcome to join with me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. Tenderly, lovingly, and with great respect, we will commit the body of Lorraine Connell to nature's keeping. Lorraine, we respect your journey through life with all of its realities. We wish you safe journey as you rejoin your loved ones who have passed before you. Again, let us give thanks for a life lived well, with love, friendship, and family. Lorraine, please know that your memory will be cherished forever. Go now and rest in peace.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot for old lang syne? For old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, wilt thou come, O kindness yet, for old lang syne? And surely you'll be your pine stoop, and surely I'll be mine, and we'll talk o kindness yet for old lang syne, for old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, we'll talk o kindness yet for old lang syne. We twa hae ran aboot the braes and pu'd the gowans fine, and we've wandered many a weary fet sin old lang syne. For old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o kindness yet for old lang syne. We twa hae biddled in a bun frae morning sun till dine, but the seas between us brought he rod sin old lang syne. For old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o kindness yet for old lang syne. And here's the hand my trusty fear, and gies a hand o thine, and we'll tak a recht good wally walked for old lang syne, for old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o kindness yet and never brought to mind. Should old acquaintance be forgot for old lang syne? For old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, will tak a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne. And surely you'll be your pint stoop, and surely I'll be mine, and we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne. We twa hae ran aboot the braes and pu'd the gowans fine, and we've wandered many a weary fet sin old lang syne. For old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne. We twa hae bedled in a bun frae morning sun till dine, but the seas between us brought he rod sin old lang syne. For old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne. And here's the hand my trusty fear, and gies a hand o' thine, and we'll tak a recht good wally walked for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for old